Arsenal is a timeless classic on Roblox. With it being up for nearly 10 years, how much has it really changed? Has it improved or gotten worse over this period of time? Well, in this video I'll be taking a deep dive into its history from when it was released all the way back in 2015 and seeing how much it has actually changed and improved since it came out. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. Arsenal was released by a group of friends that go under the name Rolve, not to be confused with Valve. This group has created several experiences under their name, games like Right to Fight, Silly Simulator, Unit 1986, and a more commonly known title, Counterblocks. Funny enough, Counterblocks was released only a month after the initial release of Arsenal. While Arsenal was released in August of 2015, Counterblocks was released in September of 2015. Kind of interesting considering they have consistently updated one over the other, but it also kind of expected because Arsenal has managed to keep their player count consistently in the high thousands, while Counterblocks seems to have a much lesser count per day. But enough of the comparisons, it's time what you've been waiting for. Unfortunately, there wasn't any way for me to play the classic Arsenal since their archived version of Arsenal was made private in March of this year, so I had to resort to footage made and posted by others all the way back in 2015. So the footage seed from the classic game was made and posted by Vaniac, whose channel I will link in the description below. Starting in, we're given a very classic UI look, with the health bar being a direct rip from Team Fortress 2. Sandtown, which is the map that this footage was mainly taken on, has still mainly remained the same after nearly 10 years, with the obvious graphic updates and some additions here and there. The weapon models don't look too horrible for the time, definitely nowhere near the models we have now, but it's still nice to see how well they look for being all the way back in 2015. The hit registration seems to be a bit janky, but let's be honest, it still feels like that sometimes in 2024. One thing I noticed is that you won't get a weapon upgrade if you get an assist, so even if you do most of the damage on the enemy, if another teammate gets the kill, you won't get an upgrade. The rotation seems to follow a pistol to SMG to shotgun to AR system, starting out with the slower and weaker weapons, eventually getting up to the faster and more powerful weapons. In comparison to the weapons we have today, they seem to be pretty balanced in terms of damage, even though the range is obviously not going to be the same. The total amount of weapons in the early version of Arsenal was only 13. 4 pistols, 3 SMGs, 2 shotguns, 3 rifles, and the golden knife respectively. After the match is finished, however, there is no final leaderboard, no main menu, no locker to change skins, and no skins to even begin with. The match just cuts to the next map without any voting system on the game mode or maps, assuming that there aren't any other game modes back in 2015 to begin with. Overall, the original version of Arsenal, while still a good game for the time, wouldn't nearly survive the level of stuff and enhancements that we have today. As much as I would have loved to catch some of my own gameplay from the Arsenal archived game, I think there's a different charm to having pure original footage set 9 years ago, rather than playing the archived version with the coding and game elements fully updated like the games we have now. While the UI and menus remain the same for a while, the major UI and menu updates didn't fully come until around mid-2016, when they added announcers, map voting systems, auto balance, updated UI when choosing teams, updated victory screen, 4 new skins, updated leaderboard systems that shows kills, deaths, and ADR, and finally a shop that you could start purchasing new skins in. It's pretty good knowing that they updated and added all of these additions nearly a year after its initial release. I have reason to believe that they took that long to fully add everything due to their work on Counterblocks, which was released not soon after Arsenal. So I guess they put more focus on the Counterblocks for a little bit before coming back to work on Arsenal. Since 2015, they have done around 83 total updates. These could be things like community updates, seasonal updates, and major updates like their 1.0 update that was released in November of 2018. This update added over 23 new weapons, new features, and mechanics that could be noted as a major turning point for Arsenal as a whole. A couple years later, Arsenal won Game of the Year in their 7th annual Bloxy Award that was held in early 2020. This unfortunately caused a lot of backlash due to fans of other games arguing about which game should have won over the other, and a lot of people calling the event rigged because of it. Overall, Arsenal has been in several Roblox events since 2019. They were featured in Egg Hunt 2019, the 7th annual Bloxy Awards, RB Battle Season 3, the Hunt First Edition, the Classic, Roblox Innovation Awards 2024, and the game's events. Since I can't go too in-depth about the events themselves, if you want to find more about these events if you don't know about them already, I'll leave a link to the fandom wiki in the description below. Going into the current stage of Arsenal, there have been so many changes that even I was surprised by the amount of stuff that had been added. There is so much you can actually change now. There's new UI elements in the main menu, a surprisingly detailed settings menu with settings I didn't even know existed for a game on Roblox. There's a ton of updated cosmetics and looks to the weapons, character skins, melees, and more. The crate system seems the same as it was a while back, considering I haven't played Arsenal in years at this point. I did some more looking up, and it seems like the skin that I have on is currently fairly rare. I guess according to the rarity system, the boy, which is the one that I currently have, is a promo skin, so skins that have been added for a limited time or were tied to a specific event. If you have any other rare skins or skins that are more rare than mine, let me know in the comments. I'd love to find out what other skins are considered rare and hard to find in this game. There are also player cards and weapon skins that I had no idea were a thing up until this point. Going into the first match, I had no idea what to expect or what kind of weapons would have been in the game after so many years, but it didn't take long until I got back into it and figured out how to play again. The movement is far more different than what it was back in 2015. You can run and jump to go to a little further, but there is no B-hop mechanic.
What is
that? Whoa! What is happening?
Where are you going? Miko?
There's the ability to rocket jump with a number of explosive weapons like the concussion rifle, rocket launcher, firework launcher, certain plasma/pulse weapons, and more. This offers players a way to gain height advantage over enemies or escape a pretty tricky situation. I did recognize some weapons from when I had played before, but there were a fair few I didn't recognize after so many years of not playing. Either way, I was still able to get some kills with these new weapons. The weapons seem fairly balanced in terms of damage and range, with the obvious differences in ARs and SMGs. The looks of the weapons are really nice and are modeled very well. In terms of graphics, I do like the updated style and the more cartoonish look to the whole game. The skins help add to the cartoony style with its many different varieties and looks. In terms of game modes, there are a ton in the current version of Arsenal that we never saw for quite a while, mainly up until today. There's a standard game modes like Legacy Competitive, Regular Competitive, and Standard, where you have to get a certain amount of kills and get a kill with the golden knife. Then there's a singular weapon type game modes like Pistols Only, Snipers Only, Projectile Party, Laser Tag, and Automatics, where you follow a similar rule set and style as the standard game modes, but with the changes of only being able to use a specific weapon set. The other lesser played game modes from what I experienced are Brick Battle, Clown Infection, Hard Mode, and Insane Mode. Hard and Insane Mode are the same rule sets, but with the added challenge of using the weapons that people claimed and voted to be the absolute worst ones out of all of them. Brick Battle is a classic style game mode with a very small amount of weapons: bomb, RPG, slingshot, and super ball. There used to be the ability to earn blocks of bricks during the Retropalooza event and purchase exclusive skins with it, but that has since been removed. And finally, Clown Infection. This game mode runs similarly to Call of Duty's Infection game mode, where 4 clowns are chosen and given hammers, double jump, and increased walk speed powers to hunt down the survivors and turn them into clowns as well. I personally never been able to try this one out, but I would love to in the future. After all of the changes and updates after nearly 10 years, has Arsenal changed for the better or for the worst? Well, I think it's fairly obvious to say that it's changed for the better. All the new weapons, game modes, skins, updates, and other additions to the game over 10 years, it's fairly clear to see why it has won so many awards and been included in so many events over the years. But let me know down in the comments below about what you think and any other additions you may have that I might have missed. Just want to give another huge shout out to both of my friends for joining me on this exploration, and Vaniac for being able to provide the classic footage that we saw in this video. I'll leave links to everybody in the description below so you can check them out as well. Thanks so much again for watching. If you have any other games you want me to explore, let me know down in the comments below. As always, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video, and check out the join button down below for some exclusive perks and help to support the channel. I've been Miko, and I'll catch you in the next video.